Greetings, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing Mesa on CHIMPS. Gonna be very exciting, of course. And we continue our quest in getting every single map in the game black borders. So it's going to be an exciting day as we tackle Mesa. So it is pretty much a description of the terrain you can see in the map here with like rocks and stuff like that. It's kind of like a valley, but it is like a little bit elevated, and it makes sense because if you place down towers, you can see that the towers can't actually, there is like a line of sight blockers because there is like a height difference between everything. So if you place a boomerang here, it cannot see everything, but it can see most of the terrain, and if you place it on top, you can actually see everything. So that's kind of nifty. And yeah, I learned something new. I did not know that a mesa is actually a type of terrain. Like, Wikipedia says that a mesa is an isolated flat-topped elevation, ridge, or hill bounded from all sides by steep escarpments and standing distinctly above a surrounding plain. Very nice. Mesas consist of flat-lying, soft sedimentary rocks. So, very interesting to have some geology in the middle of this CHIMPS video, but yeah, let's just get started. Mesa is a pretty difficult map, and we are gonna get to why in just a second. The reason is, while we have a path that's quite short, I mean, both paths are not too long, but specifically the one on the right is quite short, and it is a little bit confusing for the towers to tell which balloon is the closest to leaking. So it gets a little bit confused in its targeting, which means one thing, and that is that it's easy to leak balloons. So that is one thing to keep in mind, and that is what makes this one of the hardest advanced maps for sure. But I think most of the advanced maps are actually quite difficult, so it's hard to rank them like this, but this one is definitely also quite challenging. We're gonna go for a classic Desperado start, so we place one here, and then another, like around here is good, something along those lines. Let's just get started. Hopefully this is fine. Honestly, I can never tell exactly what the best placement is. You will see here in a second if it's good. It looks pretty good to me. Round 7 can always be dangerous, but we should be fine. This guy can snipe a balloon if it leaks on top, which could happen. But there we go, we're fine. On round 8, we need to instantly place down a sniper, so be prepared to place it down right next to the Desperado here on top of the rock, because the sniper can then see the entire map. There you go. And you place him on strong. And I'm also sorry to say that you need to do some sniping macro for round 9 here. So take things a little bit slower just to do so. So we have him on strong until you see that you absolutely need to change the targeting, and that's going to be evident in just a second, like right now, as a gigantic car is driving past my house. But yeah, you had to do a little bit of sniping micro there in order to get that one. But now we can go back to strong. Very nice. So problem solved. It's not very difficult. You just change the targeting for just to get that, like, the very last balloons. Now we continue. Can place down the ninja pretty much right here, or something similar for round 10. We need a little bit more damage output, and that's okay. Get the ninja down, and now we can save up for Etienne to get him as quickly as we can. Better to have him earlier. You can upgrade a ninja, but it's not strictly necessary to do so at the moment. Like, round 13 is not very spooky, and neither is round 12, so it's better to get Etienne first instead of getting the ninja and then saving up for Etienne, which is stronger than the ninja upgrades, I think. But that is it for that, I guess. I'm gonna try to take things a little bit slower, but can get the Seek and Shuriken, and we can get this Desperado guy on strong too for round 15, just to be safe, because sometimes you can have some sneaky pings or whatever leak through, but we're fine. But I definitely recommend this guy on strong. On round 16, we get the Ninja Discipline, and we are also gonna get the Sharp Shurikens right afterwards. as well as a full metal jacket, because we will need that on round 28, and we might as well get it right now. We have nothing else to save it for. So we get that, and then we will also be getting the caltrops here. So a lot of stuff very early on, like things are happening very quickly, and I can honestly, it's quite difficult for me to keep up, but I'm trying to speak as fast as I can here. But we're fine. No issues here. Etienne has camo detection, so that's easily taken care of, as well as the ninja, of course. And the sniper is going to take care of all of the lead balloons, so neither 28 or 30 will be an issue, but we actually need to watch out for rounds 37 and 38 are quite dangerous with our current lead popping power. Enjoying the last sip of the coffee that I have here on my desk as I am recording this video. So, we're just gonna sit here and chill for a bit. We don't need any upgrades just yet, but we will soon proceed with the next tower, which is the Ace, Monkey Ace. We'll get it right now, because why not? Get it placed down here, and let's just get some upgrades. Probably should have gotten rapid fire later, actually. Oh well, it's not that important. But I prefer to get the never miss targeting first, just because it's better. So what we might have to do now is to use Etienne's ability on round 36, because you get a lot of pinks. And if you're very unlucky, you could end up leaking there, I think. And if you get this never miss targeting, you're not leaking at all, right? Because it's a very nice upgrade to have for Bloons, but it should be fine. We have caltrops, which are very good, so, and we soon have enough money anyway. But yeah, you could see that things get a little bit further that round, but it was 35 actually. But we're all good. We don't have to use any abilities. That's very nice to see. For round 37, as I said, we need to have camo, so we get that. Not camo, sorry. We need to have lead, so we need to give lead to the Monkey Ace here. And that's what we will be doing. Let's also get lots more darts as well. Yeah, I mean, this is fairly easy early game. I wouldn't say it's particularly difficult, unlike the next level, where it's all about doing the early game correctly and the late game is easy. Mesa is more or less just about having the correct strategy. I guess you could say that about most maps, but on this map specifically, I feel like once you have that, yeah, you're gonna be doing pretty well. But so here's round 40. Use Etienne's ability if you feel like it. I'm not gonna do it, just for the sake of not doing it. Just to flex a little bit, I guess. But yeah. Etienne has officially given every tower camo detection, by the way, so we don't have to worry about camo at all, which is very nice. And the main advantage behind Etienne, as well as the fact that he is quite strong late game, his level 10 ability is quite good. So, more on that later. But yeah, he is terrible early game, but he gets better late game at least, which is nice. So now that we have this Ace set up and we have the Alchemist, we can also go ahead and grab a village and get a jungle drums there, so everything gets faster attacking speed. And from there, we're just gonna be chilling until we get the Spectre. But one thing to note though is that the 50s with MOABs and such can be a little bit spooky. So you need to be like paying attention a little bit and use the abilities occasionally, especially around, is it 52 that's spooky or 53? One of the two. That can be a little bit dangerous, but just pay close attention and you should be fine. I don't remember actually which round it is, but it's kind of evident. Once you see that the MOABs start getting quite spooky and far and that you may be overwhelmed, especially once you have like two at the same time, it's nice to use the ability. And we will be getting the level 10 in a few rounds here. So 50 is not a problem, of course, because there's only one MOAB at a time. I think 53 is the dangerous round when we use the ability and then we shortly after get the Spectre, because we're only... we're close to the Spectre right now, so we just need to use the ability so we get that, right? So that's what we will be doing. Since we are home free once we get this, we obviously want to make sure that we are as well equipped as possible. So here's 53. I'm still not going to use the ability unless I have to. But 54 looks a bit spooky. I almost leaked there, actually. So that's when we use the ability, right? Yeah, I couldn't remember which round it was. But 55 shouldn't be a problem with the buffed Monkey Ace. And here's a MOAB, but that's easy. And there we go, okay. So that was easier than what I remembered, 54 being the most dangerous round there. But we would have been fine, we could have used this ability too, so... No problem, we have the Monkey Ace, so that is the first part of our plan is now complete. We are ready against 63. We're pretty much ready for quite some time. The Spectre is going to be surviving for a very long time, at least until maybe like 82 is around that would kill us now with this setup, but that is a long time from now, which is great. It allows us to save up for the next tower pretty easily, which is going to be a Perma-Spike. You did hear that correctly, although we have two separate lanes, we will still be using a Perma-Spike. It is particularly useful because, as I said, it's very easy to leak on this map, so having the Perma-Spike is a great help on the map, despite the fact that it is half the, it's half as good as usual, you know, because since you don't have a placement where you cover both lanes, it is naturally a lot less powerful than it is when you cover only one lane, but it is what it is. It still is pretty strong on this map, so we will be getting that. And after we have that, we just need plenty of DPS so we can keep the MOABs away from the pile. That's going to be a big part of the strategy, naturally. It always is a part of the strategy whenever you get the Perma-Spike, then that's what you do, right? So, let's start with the Spike Factory now. I'm just too impatient to wait, so I'll place the Spike like right here. It doesn't really matter where you place it because you can use the long reach and then you will be able to reach both sides. And then you can put it on... I wonder what automatic does. Yeah, it just puts them everywhere. So what we will be doing is to have it on smart, so it targets both. Depending on where the Bloons are, pretty much. So we get this, and then we get this, and now we save up for the Perma-Spike, which I think we have in, like, the early 80s, or is it round 79? I don't remember, actually, but we have a 16k now. We're only missing 16k more. So we should be getting it actually before round 80. Yeah, like 79 is a good estimation on when we will have the money. And once we have that, we need more DPS, and we will be getting it with our next tower. But we'll get to that. We will get to that, of course. But it's gonna be a nice map to finish with. That I cannot deny. And geared, which is the next one. I have a strategy for that one too. So I've been working on Bloons quite a bit these last days. I didn't even have which one did I do before? Yeah, I didn't even have sunken columns recorded recently. So I did like 3 or 4 maps in a pretty short period. And I'm planning to get most of the stuff out before November ends, because, you know, the new update's gonna be dropping, and I certainly would like to be done with all of the advanced maps before that happens. And I think I have enough time. right? I'm missing like 11 maps, or after this one, I guess I'm missing 10. So we're getting a lot closer, but time to pay attention now to the amount of money that we got. We have we're missing only $200 before we can get the Perma-Spike. And naturally, with the Perma-Spike, you wanna upgrade it as soon as you possibly can. The Alchemist that we have is going to buff the Spectre and the Perma-Spike. If you want to, you can add another, but don't think it's necessary. We will instead be working on the next big tower, which is going to be an Archmage. Like, I was thinking of something that has plenty of DPS, and well, the Archmage is something that comes to mind, because now that we have the pile, we need to ensure that nothing hits that pile. And because of that, we need to build the pile as high as we can. So because of that, we will be spamming Etienne's abilities. It's going to be important to do so. So you'll have to just, whenever you see that the MOABs are getting further or very close to the pile, then you should be using the ability. Like round 84 and 82 are good examples of that. Like we'll be getting to 45 DPs here. And yeah, like right now is a good time to use the ability. I will be doing that just to minimize the amount of spikes the Perma-Spike will use. So we have only 200 pops on it, which is great news, of course. So that's something you should be paying attention to a little bit. How many pops you got? You can use the drones as well, just to try to limit as much as you can. Now that we have some money, though, we will make sure that the wizard is in the range of Etienne. Like right here is good, and then we just start. So we get that. We place. I didn't care where we place that. Doesn't really matter, but yeah, place that down, and round 84, you're gonna be getting a lot of MOABs too. You can again use the ability, and I will be using it because why won't you use it? Like you have to. You could maybe get away with it, but you're just risking getting overwhelmed, because you'll have to. One of the things that we kind of have to accept is that DDTs will reach the spike pile, and again with this setup, you are twice as vulnerable, right? But you could say also the Bloons, they have half the power too, because they are on 2 different lanes, but still, you get my point, right? So yes, let's use the ability once again on 87 here with 4 CHIMPS. Perfect. How many pops do we have on the Spike Factory? Only 3k. So we have hardly used it so far, which is naturally excellent news. We get that. The CMGs are getting further here, but this should be fine. Right? Yeah. That's fine. That's just a few Bloons. I don't really care about that. A little bit more this time around, but it's all good. Let's use the ability yet again here for the 40 fights. 89's fine. All good, all good. We got 8k right now. So that's pretty good. So DDTs will get through. That's expected. They are too fast. And especially if we don't have something that stalls them, they will get through. For 91, we should again, you just use the ability, spam them. There is no reason not to do so, and then let's might as well use a few drones too. And let's just get the Archmage. There we go. Very nice to finally have that. 92 is a little spooky, but we're fine. His range is crazy, by the way. It's really good. Like, look at this. This is pretty good. So, it's because of Etienne. He gives each tower 20% more range, which is something they added quite recently. For round 94, you naturally also want to use the ability. And I think this is where Etienne is now level 20, so we get this permanent buff, you could say. 28k on the Spike Factory now. Alright, we are raking up some money. Very, very nice. what do we want to do next? I think we will be spending our money on stuff that's going to be. Ooh, that was scary. Okay. Yeah, let's use the ability. Yeah, I basically lost the entire pile there. So I will be spending the. That's why I said you have to use the ability. But I will be spending the money now on some boomerangs to slow things down a little bit here. Just have 3 of them to put them on strong. And then we will get a glue gunner on top of that. So you can see with that boomerang, nothing is getting through. Now that we are so weak on this side, I am going to target this part. So he can only, so he can focus on that side. And then we get the glue gunner. And put it on strong. It is what I've told you, like, the towers, they misinterpret, like, which lane is the most vulnerable one and stuff. So that's why this one has more too, because it more often targets this one here, because it is the shortest one. Like, the smart targeting does that. It's just the way the map's designed, that the targeting is at times a little off. But there you go. That's 97. And I know things look spooky, but we should still be totally fine, because we have the 3 boomerangs that are very, very powerful. And I think we can just immediately start with the ability. Get that going. There we go. And then use the drones as well. And we should be all good here. I don't think we are in any danger, actually. So I'm gonna go fast speed again. Yeah, this should be totally okay. And boom. Perfect. And now, the remaining DDTs. That wasn't an issue. And finally, to complete things, we get the Spike Storm. And this is another reason why I wanted the I wanted to target that, because I know that the bad will come to that lane. So let's place this, I guess, and then let's use that. There we go. Let's use the drones, and there you go. Fairly, I wouldn't say it's easy, but fairly okay. I mean, I suppose the mistake, if you could say that I made a mistake, right after I got this, I should have placed one of these guys down. I should have started with that immediately for round 96, because I almost died there. I was just really lucky. So that's one thing to keep in mind. That right after you get this, don't save up any money. Just place these guys down immediately, and you should be fine. I'll make sure to place that down in the description or whatever. But that is Mesa, essentially. So I would say the strategy is fairly simple. Like, the mid game is easy, the early game is fairly easy, and the late game is only tricky at the very end. But what you need to do is just constantly spam Etienne's abilities, and that's fine. That's how it is with these harder maps. You just need to use a bit more abilities and such. I mean, it is logical, right? His strength primarily comes from that level 10 ability. His basic attack is absolutely terrible. So yeah, that is it for Mesa. So hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, next time we move on to geared, we are getting a lot further. So see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.